Big welcome, everyone. Got it. Switching to gallery view so I can see you guys over here. I got my ring light up here so that y'all can see me in case it gets dark. um, okay. I'm sure that other folks are going to
Keanu, I can't hear you. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I'm not able to hear you.
Yes, you're on mute.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Big welcome, everyone. Andre's going to let you in as you join the Zoom meeting for those of you who are on Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us. Whew, woosah. We just finished our breathing exercises. That's a great time to start an event. You could be anywhere else, but you're here with us, and I thank you for that. So I'll start with introducing myself. Ooh, I see Crystal Reed in the waiting room. I love seeing people in the waiting room. I get all the different notifications on a million different devices. I can see everything. I can see those of you in the Zoom. I can see those of you on YouTube as well. For those of you who haven't met me, I am Kiana Beckles, co-founder of the Black Government Contracting Club and fellow entrepreneur. I am thankful to have you all here to join us tonight. I know that you've all seen us pop in and out of your inbox, drop in little drips and drabs, but we wanted to create an event that would put information together in a more meaningful way. So here we are. For those of you on the Zoom link with us, your mics are probably currently muted, but you'll be able to open up when we are ready to have a discussion. Please also look out for the chat. Imani will be dropping relevant information in the chat as we go along. For those of you on YouTube, we can see you in the chat as well. Deborah will be there responding to questions and inquiries, and perhaps Diana will join us soon as well and help back you up on the YouTube chat. You'll see that a lot of what we've done is started here in NYC, mainly because I am a New Yorker. I'm a New Yorker, born and raised, but we will use this work that we've done here in NYC to build a strategy for national expansion within the next few years. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce my esteemed co-founder and fellow entrepreneur, Terrell Brown, to give us an introduction on the BGC.
Well, Kiana, thanks for that. Again, everybody, thank y'all for being here with us on, I believe, this Thursday evening. So as Kiana said, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We're happy to have you. So I'm gonna give you just a quick background on the BGCC and what we're all about. So the Black Government Contracting Club is a mission-driven social enterprise that organizes Black businesses with the aim of procuring government contracts. We're probably about 500 members strong of Black businesses, varying of size as well as industry in 20 different states. And our mission is to build wealth for Black businesses. And so how we do that is really sharing information, access to information, resources, networks, and working in a collaborative manner so that we offer for Black businesses and Black communities. And part of what we're doing is creating a pipeline of really Black contracts. And if you see, within local, county, state, and federal spending and government contracting, we are pushing and mandating that it's really 15% spend for minority Black businesses, right? So we're probably about 15% of the national population in New York, about 22%. But overall, we want to increase that spend to at least 15%. And that's going to create a significant amount of wealth for Black businesses as well as Black communities higher within ourselves. But the key to that is really the organization and the unification. And that's what the Black Government Contracting Club is about.
Yes, yes, indeed. I'll just drop another note on membership. If you've hit the join button on the website, you are a member. Membership is free until the end of the year. When you hit that join button, you should receive a follow-up email with a link to the Slack channel. Join us on Slack. That's where we keep the conversation going 24/7. Send me a direct message with your primary link codes and your business location, and I'll add you to the appropriate channels. So in addition to being your host, I'm also going to be your MC. I'm also going to pull up different people as we do introductions. I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about some of the things that we've done. And then Terrell, can you share with us some of the things that we have coming up after I talk about the accomplishments?
I'll be glad to do so.
Okay, awesome. So to talk about some of the stuff that we've done so far, we've been very active here locally in NYC elections. As a nonpartisan group, we've hosted 2 events for this election season. Our mayoral forum, Senator James Sanders kicked off our mayoral forum where we spoke with candidates Maya Wiley, Joycelyn Taylor, our future mayor Eric Adams, and Catherine Garcia. For our controllers forum, we spoke with Reshma Patel, Brian Benjamin, and Brad Lander. And in addition to the forums that we had where you saw them broadcasted live on YouTube, and for those of you who missed the forums, no worries, you can always search Black Government Contracting Club on the YouTube channel, and all of that stuff is recorded and will come right back up. But in addition to those live public recordings that we did on our mayoral and controller forums, we also held one-on-one meetings with controller and mayoral candidates. The folks who joined us were Zach Iskol, Senator Kevin Parker, as well as Senator Brian Benjamin. Some of the other stuff that we've been doing, we've also been working to build relationships with Assemblymember Rodney Bichat Hermelin. She is an NYS Assembly member. We've also been working to build relationships with Senator James Sanders, the chairman of the Senate Task Force on MWBEs. And we've been working on creating our accelerator series with the launch of our first program, the Micro Accelerator, which will start July 19th. Yes, that's right, this July, only a few days away. Thanks to those who have sponsored, to include Workforce Development Institute, Lehman College, and Innovative Community Solutions. We're still onboarding sponsors as we go, so that list will get a lot longer. I'll talk a little bit more about the accelerator. Terrell, can you tell us now about some of the stuff that we have coming up?
Yeah, so thanks, Kiana, for passing it off.
No problem.
Some of the stuff, as Kiana pointed out, if you're in government contracting, you definitely have to have good relationships with your elected officials. So we've been building, and solidifying some of our relationships. One, with New York mayoral primary candidate, a winner, Eric Adams, as well as Comptroller Brad Lander and other stakeholders, city council, the public advocate, where policies and laws and bills are created, which is going to impact the spend as well as MWBEs and primarily Black businesses, as we've been seeing throughout COVID. So we've been really hard at work for our members and knowing and developing those relationships with our elected officials. But also we've been, we're expanding because we are a national organization and we're expanding into other markets. So we're looking at the DC area, Virginia, North Carolina, as well as Texas. And these are strategic markets where we have key members there, and they have strong MWBE programs. And so that's where we're looking to continue to build where we're already strong at. And then the next segment is you'll really see is federal procurement. So we do local, county, state, as well as federal procurement. And what we're having coming up soon is we'll have different procurement officers who's very experienced in a federal space that's going to come speak to the BGCC. They are members, they're Black, and teach us really how to navigate that federal process. Because if government contracting is very complex, and it typically take anywhere from 12 to 18 months to end up winning a contract. And that's when you know what you're doing. So we're building that out. And then there's going to be joint opportunities for members in certain industries to collaborate and partner to bid on some opportunities, which I'll get into a little bit later. Further, something else members may want to, that you may want to know is the BGCC podcast is coming soon. And our podcast is going to be about really educating and informing, as well as inspiring Black businesses in a government contracting space, one about government contracting as well as about policy, so that these are the things that's affecting us, and these are the only ways, or some of the main ways, how we're going to be able to create wealth. So that's coming soon, so we can get ahead and create the narrative part of our culture. And that leads into the Black Paper series. I want to touch on this briefly. Me and Kiana, we see different things out here. Everything that's great is necessarily white, or there's white papers that's considered unsolicited proposals. And so as we were talking, we're like, that doesn't really make much sense. If we're a Black organization, we need Black thought leadership. So we're coming out with the Black Paper series soon, where it's going to be a lot of content and information about new innovative technologies and things that Black businesses are doing. And the next one of the critical things that I think it's important is what we're about is that collaborative pieces. We have some strategic partnerships. One is with Microsoft. So we've been working closely with Microsoft and our tech team. We have a tech power team that came together of different businesses to actually be a service provider to Microsoft, despite them just losing that $10 billion JEDI contract with the Pentagon. We're not going to mention that. But also the Black Economic Alliance is a partner. We've been working closely with them on their joint mission. The Harlem Business Alliance, the Upstate African American Chamber of Commerce, and AMNI, the MAAC, and other Black organizations. So if you are a Black organization and you have a collaborative mentality, please reach out to Kiana or myself. And last but not least, we have our Micro Accelerator program this month. And this is dynamic, because about this is that what it does is really help us build capabilities as well as capacity, and that the government agencies want to see that we have. And so what we're doing is building out the ecosystem of Black businesses, and so that we can operate at a size and scale which will allow us to be able to create that wealth that we're looking for. So the Micro Accelerator is that starting point. And I encourage you, if you haven't registered, you're a small or medium business, definitely register. And Kiana and I can provide more information on that.
Yes, absolutely. But before I talk about the Micro Accelerator, we're gonna hear a little bit from some of our committees, yes? Awesome. First up, we're gonna hear from Dr. Rajanique Modeste of our Opportunities Committee. Dr. Rajanique, are you there?
I am here and I am ready, Freddie. So let's get into the Opportunities Committee. And I want to see if there's an opportunity for people to ask questions while I'm going through the spiel of all that is the Opportunities Committee. So is that something that we can do? Can we open up the line for people to be a little interactive or ask questions? If that is a possibility. If not, I'll go through everything, and if anyone has questions afterwards, we can do it that way as well.
No, certainly. Folks can open up. I think if Andrea allows us, folks can open their microphones to ask questions, and they can also drop questions in the chat.
Perfect. So let me tell you guys a little bit about the Opportunities Committee. I'm going to go through the purpose, objective, and goals. So the purpose of the Opportunities Committee is to develop a network of political, corporate, and government professionals who work together to capitalize on a lucrative government contracting marketplace. all the things that Terrell and Kiana have pretty much said so far. All the committees, I'm pretty sure you'll come to find some of the same themes throughout the what we tell you. So our objective is our group of active, committed team players. We're going to have a positive attitude. We're going to identify and leverage resources to identify and fulfill procurement opportunities of prime and/or subcontractors. We're going to create strategic partnerships that will enable companies within our ecosystems to bid on larger and more diverse contracts, become a center of influence for contractors. And then our goal, which I'm pretty sure all of you are going to agree with this, is to achieve 1 billion gross revenue within 3 years. Very ambitious, but I'm pretty sure we can do that because we're a group of awesome Black government contractors. And if we aren't anything, we are resourceful and we are resilient, and we will make this money, honey. So yes, we would do that. So I want to pause here to see if there are any questions about the Opportunities Committee or any other questions.
Right, or are we open to adding members as well?
We're definitely open to adding members, yes. You can reach out to myself, Rajanique Modesti, in the Slack channel, or Kiana, what other way can they reach out to join the Opportunities Committee or any other committee?
Dr. Mo, can you give your email address?
Yeah, I can definitely drop my email address in the channel so that it is not forgotten. But yeah, it's rmodesti@vestigia-os.com. None of you will remember that, so I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to put it in the chat for everyone. I think that's fair.
Thank you, Imani, for that reminder. Yes, we have the Zoom chat, and then we also have the Slack channel where you can drop contact information. And then we also have the comments on YouTube. Yes, are the comments happening? I believe so. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. We also have the comments on YouTube where you can drop contact information and share information with folks who are on the meeting with us.
Thank you, Kiana, for allowing me to speak about the Opportunities Committee and how we're going to make money. So
yes, Ashe. Thank you, thank you. Shall we hear from the membership committee?
Hello, everyone. My name is Eric. I am the head of the membership committee. I run a digital marketing company in the city, and I also handle a relative portion of the web and marketing for the BGCC. Now, my part's going to be really short. I'm deeply committed to helping the organization grow. And as such, I believe that our strength is in our numbers. So one of the primary goals that we have for the membership committee is to organize business owners by industry capabilities in order to secure larger opportunities as a group, as our leadership has already said. So we're going to be doing outreach. We're going to be looking to grow the membership, and there's a high interest in getting involved in securing larger contracts. So it's my hope that over the course of the year, between the accelerator and new members, that we are able to solidify several niche groups so we can target bigger contracts than we could independently. And that's about it.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Is your committee also open to new members joining?
Yes, yes, it is. We need all the help.
Go ahead, Kim.
No, I was just answering for Eric. Like, yes, we need help. If you got skill.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a question being asked. Look at me. Should be a statement. I missed it.
Right. I'm out here on this limb. Can y'all hear me? I had to check my audio. Okay, so yes, you are. Same question, right? As we asked Dr. Mo, and as you all get to know us, you'll know that Dr. Rajanique has several different names. You'll get to learn them all over the course of our interactions.
all of them.
And so Cam, same question, how can folks get in touch with us? How can folks get in touch with you and Eric and other members of the membership committee in order to join and participate?
Yeah, I'm not putting my email out there, but we're all on Slack.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll put my email up. If you need to reach out, you can reach out to me directly. We'll contact you. It's no problem.
I'm not scared. I'm never scared. So people can contact me. I will love on them and steer them in the right direction.
Yes, and that's why we love you.
I'm not doing that. If y'all want to get in contact with me, hit me on Slack. Hit my boy E.
I need to also say that for anyone who is absolutely in love with any of the BGCC branding that you see, whether it's a logo, whether it's the website, whether it's any of the materials that you see come out, the flyers, Eric is the genius behind all those wonderful color patterns and styles and designs. So
thank you for the love.
Yes.
I don't know if it rises to the level of genius, but I'm glad to help.
Listen.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
What's the link to your Slack group?
Once you hit, so can somebody drop the link for the blackcontracts.org? Okay, yes.
Thank you.
No problem.
Once you click on blackcontracts.org, there will be a join button right there at the top. And once you hit that join button and fill in your email address, you will receive a follow-up email in your email with a link to the Slack channel. I can no longer add people manually to the Slack channel. It keeps giving me a message saying that the Slack channel is full. It'll still allow for people to join via the link in the follow-up email.
Yeah, and Kiana, I think somebody asked for the link to register for the accelerator program or the micro accelerator.
Okay.
So I don't know if you have it or.
So I'll put that I'll put all of that in the chat as well.
Awesome. Perfect. And now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. Do we have the glorious leader of our Government Relations Committee?
I just want you to know you're putting a lot of pressure on me right now. Okay? Now I feel all these expectations to be wonderful and amazing and glowing and follow up Dr. Mo and her meditations and Eric, the beloved community, and I have to come in. Good evening, everyone. My name is Imani Dawson. I am a proud OG member. I'm just gonna label myself here, not a co-founder, but I feel like I was early enough to be an OG.
Amen.
Member of the Black Government Contracting Club and also the head of the Government Relations Committee. And I think the best way to describe it is just building off what my colleagues have said. If Dr. Mo explained the what, which is to get us collectively to $1 billion in revenues from the government and to really tap into the promise that the president made at the federal level to generate $150 billion of wealth in the Black community.
Yes.
And we are hopeful that that will trickle down to the state and city level as well. And we get our piece of the $1 billion pie. And Eric described the who, which is all of us working individually and collectively. Then government relations would be the how. How do we tap into the network of decision makers and key stakeholders to ensure that Black businesses receive their fair share of procurement opportunities, whether we're talking about MWBE opportunities or even beyond, like prime contracts. Like, we have people in our organization that have the scale to do big business, and we want to help everyone grow. So government relations is about identifying key stakeholders in political offices, as well as the city and state and eventually federal agencies where the procurement officers and the key decision makers are, and building relationships with the goal of facilitating contracts and building out and increasing a pipeline. We want to make sure that the procurement officers at every single agency knows who BGCC is. And if you are a member, that grants you a level of access, getting in front of people, being able to pitch your services, and ultimately win contracts. We started this year politically engaged so that we could share our agenda for Black businesses. And that is really calling attention to the fact, huge gap between our population and the amount of contracts that we win in the city. And if you're really trying to address the MWBE numbers here, then they've got to shine a light on Black businesses, and they've got to do better to close the gap. And Democratic candidate-elect Eric Adams made a promise to us that he was going to usher in change when it came to procurement and Black businesses, and we're going to hold him to that. We will be working on building relationships in the mayor's office, the controller, Democratic candidate-elect Brad Lander came in here with this whole vision of how Black Lives Matter in business, and he told us to hold him accountable. So we're going to do that as well and be reaching out. And we're going to be reaching out to every single agency in the city at the state level. And we need your help and your resources so that we can also grow to the federal level and strategically expand in the states where we have members. So we enthusiastically welcome members. We're currently meeting on Tuesdays at 11. And you're getting in at the ground floor. So if you have relationships already that you can bring to the table, please join. If you don't, and you're good at talking to people, because we realize that 90% of this is being able to sell and close the deal, please join us. I'm going to drop my email address in the chat, and I look forward to connecting with everyone to build relationships.
My goodness. And that's why you get the introduction that you do. Is everybody here from Imani Dawson? I had to dab my forehead. That was so good.
We let y'all know network equal net worth. And that's what we all about, the collaborative and the collective. And she's from Brooklyn, so you know she's going to hold the Brooklyn candidate.
Oh, goodness.
So without no further ado, I'll pass it back to you, Kiana. But yeah, seriously, this is serious and, real big business. And, we need both of those two components because there's something that we don't really talk about much, where even though they have a lot of set aside or diversity or spend requirements, and we've been advocating for them, we haven't developed a fulfillment arm, which the BGCC is. And now when agencies go and say, oh, we can't find Black businesses, or they don't have the capabilities or capacity, we're right here. So that's what we're here. And as Imani pointed out, we do need you guys' help. We're here to help each other, because the more that we share information and resources, that allow us to stay organized and unified and build wealth for our communities, because no one's going to do it for us.
Yes. Thank you, Brother Terrell.
I don't want to preach.
Go ahead. Did anybody want to share anything before I get started with the micro accelerator? Speak once, speak twice. Okay. All right. Well, if nobody else has anything to share in this moment, I'm going to talk about the accelerator series and drill down on the accelerator program, which is our first. So the accelerator series is our model for creating a pipeline of Black contractors in the city, state, and federal government contracting space. Our programs are designed to counteract the primary challenges to Black contractors. And our first program is the BGCC Micro Accelerator. So we'll be launching the first program of our series, the BGCC Micro Accelerator, which aims to help Black-owned businesses craft unique opportunities targeting the billions of dollars of technology procurement projected in the Biden administration infrastructure bill. Participating business owners will benefit from the expertise of the BGCC team, creating unique opportunities to become thought leaders in the space and build capacity by collaborating with like-minded individuals. Participants will also produce 2 deliverables at the end of the program, a joint venture capabilities statement and a black paper. This is a 5-week program which will support 20 New York-based businesses and will start July 19th. So I see also that Eric just dropped the information for the Micro Accelerator link in the chat. Please do use that link. Is there anything else that you dropped in the chat that they need aside from that application link? For businesses that want to apply for the program, I think that's all you'll need is that one application link. So the applications for the Micro Accelerator are open. The link is also online. It's a web-based link. And we also need more sponsors for the program. The more sponsors we have, the more robust of a program we can run to support our businesses. We have 4 sponsorship levels. We've got 50K, 20K, 10K, and 5K. If you're interested in sponsorship, please send either one of us a line, me or Terrell, and we'll send you the sponsorship package. I can also share more details with you during the presentation. And that being said, we do also have a couple of announcements that I wanted to share, especially I have 2 that came in, and if there's anyone else who wants to do an announcement, particularly if it has to do with money that's coming to our community, because I know that a lot of folks just right now just either need aid money or whatever the case is. And so we had Gary Johnson from the NAACP who was going to share some information with us about the EIDL. Gary, are you there? Maybe he's not, and maybe it's because not only we're on time, but we're a little early.
I saw Gary a few minutes ago. I saw him up there. Well, yeah, Gary, you probably went to go get you a little 2-piece from Wingstop.
Gary, if either of the folks who wanted to make an announcement are there, please do jump up and shout. We have, I have on the docket Gary Johnson, and I have Paisley. Is Paisley there? Neither one? Are there any other announcements that we need to share or that I've missed?
So, yeah, we can just keep, or you want to wait a moment or two and see if he's there or Gary's.
I was gonna wait a moment or two, or yes. I mean, we can keep going, and then if folks jump on, maybe we can hunt them down in the meantime.
Yeah.
So let's hunt down. If somebody can hunt down Gary and Paisley for those announcements, wonderful. I'll keep going, and hopefully by the time before we get to finish, they'll jump back up. Okay. So I know that the big questions that folks have are, oh, he's looking for the link. Okay. I know that the big questions that folks have, oh, Paisley must have heard me calling him in the virtual atmosphere.
Yeah, I don't know who, this is where we give people that opportunity to shine. And that's what it's all about, the true empowerment. So, but Paisley, he's a good brother, and definitely want to hear from Gary because he's telling people how to get the bag. And you definitely want to know. He dropped some nuggets that was like, even had me like, okay, like we need to have a sidebar conversation.
We need Gary.
Right. So, yeah, and Paisley, he's good as well in terms of what he do and helping and supporting businesses.
So I think Paisley's there.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hello, Paisley. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure. I squeezed it in.
Yes. I know that you wanted to share some information about how folks can apply for the 10K SB program.
Yes. So again, thank you for having me on tonight. I want to share with everyone that I work in the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Initiative. Goldman Sachs donated $1 billion to create a small business development program for small business owners looking to take their businesses to the next level. The program is free of charge and completely transformative. Businesses learn essential skills such as marketing. They learn leadership development. They learn human resource management, finance. They learn how to negotiate professionally. They have subject matter experts that essentially teach a 14-week course. It meets essentially every Friday for a 14-week period at LaGuardia Community College. But if you're not in New York, we have 20 sites nationwide. And if you don't live by one of our 20 sites, we have a national program run out of Babson College that's 50% virtual, and the other 50% of the program, they will actually fly you in, all expenses paid. They'll put you up in a hotel for a week, and you can take the program at Babson College. The website to apply to the program is 10ksbapply.com. That's 10ksbapply.com, and I'll type that into the comment section. And on July 21st, we're doing a sample class of the program titled Strategies to Accelerate Revenue Growth. In this workshop, we're going to be offering 15 different strategies that you can implement within your business today to drive amazing results. We tell you exactly how to apply to the program, all the tips and tricks and secrets. And I just want to invite everyone here to take advantage of this initiative. In addition to the $1 billion that they've donated for this initiative, Goldman Sachs also has donated $10 billion for the 1 Million Black Woman Initiative. So if you didn't know about it, those two initiatives have been funded by the Goldman Sachs Foundation, and it's an exciting opportunity. So I encourage you to take full advantage of it. And again, it is free of charge.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Are there any links that you can put in the chat so people can make the next step?
I'm typing that right now. Gianna, would you like to speak about your experience in the program?
I'm a proud member of the COVID cohort. Shout out to all the folks who were in the cohort with me earlier this year or last year, whenever that was. Time seems to be shiftless now. But yes, I will certainly say that the program offers a ton of resources to business owners. And I mean, our experience was definitely unique because as we were going through the program, we experienced a shutdown, but it was certainly wonderful to have, fellow cohort members there to share experiences with, share information with. And I certainly will say that that would have been a much more difficult time without my fellow 10KSB business members. Tell us about that. What is it? The $1 million is coming to Black women, because I'm ready for it.
So,
and just let me know,
so
my address for the check.
Yeah, the $10 billion initiative, the Goldman Sachs Foundation essentially is they're on a listening tour across the country, listening to Black women in areas such as health and areas such as employment, housing, and a host of other areas. They're looking for organizations that are servicing Black women on a national basis, in some cases local, and they're asking, how can we fund organizations that support Black women in a host of different areas? So there's they've already announced several funding initiatives for organizations that are supporting Black women, And at the same time, they're listening for other opportunities to position Black women to be supported in the most amazing ways, because they understand that Black women are at the heart of the African American community.
We certainly are. And if I have some suggestions about how to spend that money, who should I share those suggestions with?
Jessica Johnson. Jessica Johnson, she is a 10,000 Small Businesses graduate. She took the program over 10 years ago, and put you in direct contact with her, because she's definitely open to hearing as many ideas as possible, because Goldman is saying we don't know the answers, but we're open to learning and making a difference. And $10 billion is definitely going to make more than a dent.
I do a little something. Okay, I can certainly get in contact with Jessica, and I appreciate you making that connection.
Nature, they're strategies and techniques that apply just to any business. Now, I'll give you one example. So many of you may have a mentor for your business, but you may not have a mentor that is committed to getting you to a certain milestone in a certain time period. I'll give you an example. So let's say hypothetically you started your business 5 years ago and you have dreams of getting it to the $1 million mark. If you have a mentor that's already gotten you to that same exact place, or has already achieved that within their business, then they can say, I can show you exactly how to do it. It's a concept called TNT mentors. A TNT mentor is a mentor that's targeted in a certain time frame. And so business owners say, well, how do I identify who those individuals are? Well, every single industry is covered by an association. And there's a book called The Encyclopedia of Associations, so you can identify all the associations that cover your industry. Once you get the book, you choose the associations that are active and provide resources, and you get them list of members, and you essentially cold call all of the members. Hello, I got your contact information out of the National Association of fill in the blank, and I'd like to know if I could ask you one question. Is there one piece of advice that you can give me that would position my company to get to the $1 million mark, $10 million mark, $100 million mark? And as you're making subsequent phone calls every day, 5 phone calls a day, if you do it 5 phone calls a day, you'll have made 1,250 phone calls for the year. If you only convert 1% of those phone calls, that's 12 experts that are willing to invest their time and energy to give you free advice to get you where they have been. So it's that type of advice, step by step, practical. Anyone can do it to accelerate the growth of your business. So for that 1 hour, when we're doing strategies to accelerate, we're going to be giving you 15 different strategies. And again, the program applies to any business, for-profit as well as nonprofit. And if you're asking what is the catch is once you take the program, we want you to tell someone about it. That is the catch. It is absolutely free of charge.
God bless you, Paisley.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to get that book.
That boy Eric came from the heart on that one. That boy got
he waited till you finished too. Like, I mean,
4th of
get this
July.
off my chest.
God bless you. You know what I'm saying?
And so the criteria to get into the program is you need a minimum $75,000 in revenue and 1 employee in addition to yourself. And we invite people to come to the workshop because if you're not there, I'm going to tell you, we had a business owner that came to the workshop they were making $35,000. They did not apply. They didn't qualify for the program. 11 months later, they came back. They had earned $750,000 in their business because they applied every single technique that we teach in that workshop. So if you have an hour of your time to learn 15 different strategies that will take your business on a path to 10x, I invite you to join us. I'll also include my email address and phone number in case anyone wants to reach out to me directly. I don't bite on, what's today? Today's Thursday. I don't bite on Thursdays or Monday through Friday. But I believe that we should be a resource to our community for the advancement of everyone. Any other questions?
So given you know, that we all just went through a COVID situation? Like, are they taking that into consideration with respect to the revenue requirements and even the employer requirements?
So to take the strategies to accelerate revenue workshop, you don't have to even be in business. You can attend that free of charge. The criteria used to be 150,000 with 4 employees. They reduced it to 75,000 with 1 employee. And in that same workshop, we highlight 7 different organizations that you can go to tomorrow to get services, such as the SBA, Society of Retired Executives. There are a host of executive economic development corporations. There are chambers of commerce. Now, I'm going to share with you another point. If you think about it, we live in the information age. What people don't understand about that is that all the answers are out there. We're just not asking the right questions. Number 2, if you think about the 6 degrees of separation, if we're only 6 people away from getting to the answer or the resource, that means based on the law of averages, the more people that I speak to and ask the question, can you provide me with a resource that will allow my business again to get to the $1 million mark, the $10 million mark, $100 million mark, then eventually we're going to be aligned with the resource just by simply asking. And this is a technique that most billionaires have perfected. And that's how they were able to advance their businesses, by simply asking for help. The average person is afraid to ask for help. But if you can simply ask the same person, or different people, the same question over time, you're going to become more efficient and effective in your ask. And it's going to become part of your pitch. And in the beginning, it's going to feel very uncomfortable, but that's fine, because the more you do it, the better you're going to get. So how many people would like to take the $1 million challenge? The $1 million challenge is your business should be earning no less than $1 million in the next 5 years if you're under 100,000. If you're under 100,000, your business will be earning no less than $1 million in the next 5 years. Go into that workshop. Send me an email. Say, I want to take you up on the $1 million challenge. You know, there's a saying, we suffer from.
You ain't got to tell me twice. I'm about that life. I'm sorry. Let's go. I don't know why people are more excited. Am I just easily excited? All right.
No, that's one of the dopest programs out. I'm in Houston. I was actually going to enroll before COVID. That I think the value proposition y'all provide is unparalleled, and the network of previous alum that I know that are part of it. So yeah, it's one of those things like, you know, if you're in that space, you definitely got to capitalize on it for sure.
I see we have some hands raised. Do you also have questions? Kenyatta and Dr. Mo and one other raised hand.
I was raising my hand to say I was ready for the challenge. You know,
okay.
I want the money.
Kenyatta, you ready for the challenge too, or do you have another question?
Both. I'm ready for the challenge. And I also have a question. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for letting me have the floor. Paisley, thank you for coming on the call as well, and it's good to see everyone. I wanted to ask, for a person that's looking just to dabble into finding a structure for a business, would you think of aligning yourself with somebody bigger to sort of shadow and mentor? Would it be to step in it just all in, just build off of an idea? What's the nascency for building a successful business when you're first starting?
So depending on your situation, and I don't know what your situation is, one thing I tell everyone, if you have a business idea, I'm assuming that you also have a day job. Is that true? You have a day job?
Correct.
Okay. So what I tell individuals who have a job that are interested in starting a business, when you're in your 9 to 5, you're in your 9 to 5. When you come home, you have dinner, and then that time, 7 to 12, that's the time to develop your business. And sometimes even in the morning from 6 until 8 o'clock, that's the time to develop your business. Find someone who has already done what you're looking to do and ask them to advise you on what are the essential steps that you need to take to begin to set up the business. What are the capital requirements? If you're looking to open up a physical location, how do you identify the ideal space? How do you build out the space? how much money is going to be needed to start it, how much money is going to be needed to grow it, what types of insurances. So when you align yourself with the experts, you're able to get to the answers, but more importantly, you're able to avoid hurdles and potholes in the road that you just can't see ahead. So the very first thing is align yourself with individuals who are already doing it. And it's just like a career. If you have a desire to become a dentist, then go speak to a dentist and ask them, what is your day like? What essential skills are required in this role? For the business, how much money do I need? What type of people do I need to hire? What types of legal ramifications do I need to take into consideration? What is the best structure for this type of business? Because every type of business sometimes often requires a different structure. There's a whole host of online courses that the Small Business Administration offers around legal structure, around marketing, around hiring. It's all free of charge. Not to mention what I call the free university, which is YouTube. You can go on YouTube and learn just about anything today.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any questions around starting a business, feel free to email me. My email is in the chat. It's pdenby@lagcc.cuny.edu. If you don't know what the resources are in your local area, we can do a Google search to identify them, to get you connected to the resources, because there's no greater time in the history of the US than to start a business now because of the vast amount of resources, not to mention the amount of money that they're giving out in business plan competitions and pitch competitions. So you don't even have to write a business plan. You can develop a pitch and win 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. If you just simply Google pitch competitions near me, and oftentimes local colleges are offering these awards, and they have a criteria that you have to have someone on your team that went to that college. So if you live close to that college, go to that college and start recruiting a student, or go to that college and start getting intermingled into their alumni network and start recruiting. Because just because you didn't go to that school doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of that resource.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Paisley, for coming and sharing some resources with us. That's certainly, how we started was just sharing resources with each other at a critical time when it was difficult to get information. So we've got your contact information, and hopefully this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship where we'll see you more often.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll come on anytime you like.
Ashe. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we've got a couple of minutes left. I basically we've got these last call to actions. Hopefully we'll find Gary. I don't know if he'll jump in at the last minute. If he does, we'll let him speak, because the information that Gary was going to share was basically about how to get more money from the EIDL, which has been expanded. We got the first round, whenever that was, last year. And you were eligible for a certain amount, and they've essentially expanded that program so that you can now apply for much more. And he has some very specific information about how to apply for that program, how to reapply if you've been denied, and all of that good stuff. So hopefully he'll join us. If not, we'll. I also shared a document that he crafted in the Slack channel, and can reshare that with anyone who is interested. So that you can start the process of resubmitting your application. Okay, but in closing, in our final 5 minutes, what are the next steps, right, with the BGCC? Join us. If you haven't yet hit that membership button, please do hit the Join the BGCC Today button on the homepage of the website. Join a committee. Use some of the contact information that you have here to join one of the committees that we have up and running. You can also start a committee. We have to get our power team started, and we have other committees that we need to get started. So we'd love to have folks who are energized and are ready to start a committee. There are also ways that you can support the BGCC. You can donate to the BGCC via PayPal link, but we are not a nonprofit, so donate from your heart. You can also support the BGCC in style by making a purchase from our swag shop. You can also sponsor the Micro Accelerator program, which is the program I shared with you a little bit earlier. We are still looking for sponsors, and if you're interested in sponsorship, please do send a line to me or Terrell. And stay in touch with us for the after party. We've also got we've got an after party. Cam, so tell us about after this call, we're going to hop over to a more informal networking event. And do you have anything planned for us for that call?
Don't be putting me on blast like that. Don't do that. So once we wrap up here, we have another link. I'm going to shoot it over to Eric so he can drop it in the link in the chat. And it's just a time for us to connect with everybody. So one, I think we kind of fast tracked through all of the highlights. And I think they maybe did not sound as significant hearing them in kind of a pitch. We've done a ton of work in the last 7 months. And so really just to celebrate the work that we've done so far. But we understand that we're only as strong as our membership, right? And so we would like this opportunity to get to know each and every one of you. Hopefully cameras off or cameras on rather, so we can get to know you, and build some type of relationship and synergy. But really just to chop it up and have a good time. I mean, I think the one thing that attracted me personally, but I'm sure like many of you, is as entrepreneurs, some of us solopreneurs, is we're also very siloed, right? Like it gets very easy just to work in your workspace, work in your workstation, even if, especially for a person like me, I work from home, right? So even before COVID, I'm typically, locked in. And so this is really just an opportunity, to Paisley's point, just to build relationship, build rapport, and get to know each other.
I'll be at the after party.
Oh yeah. Drink, cameras on required, drinks are definitely required.
Can you please drop a link to the after party again? I thought I saw it come through the chat, but I think it'd be helpful to have it again.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna put it in right now.
Awesome.
And Kiana, before we go, I had a really quick comment or a question. Since Gary couldn't make it with us tonight, is it possible that we may have something where he can give us those details in depth?
Well, we expect to have these town hall meetings quarterly. We also will have the game nights back up and running, and perhaps we'll host another event where we can get more information from Gary. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. But yeah, if we do put up another event, it'll come to your email, or it'll get posted on LinkedIn. So stay tuned. If there is more information to get out, just stay tuned and it'll come to you. Brian's just joining us. He certainly could have filled in Gary's space, but Brian, we're getting ready to hop over to the after party so you can maybe introduce yourself and join us there. Yeah,
just shut it over. I think Brian and Eric have it, so they should be putting in this link momentarily. I'm gonna jump off of here and start the other one.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you all for sharing some of your evening with us on this wonderful Thursday evening. And we'll see you at the after party.
See y'all. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Say bye, everyone.
Oh,
Thank you for the information.
they put the link for everybody. I don't think they put it in there yet.
Oh, yeah. Before we go, let's make sure everyone has the link before we cut it off.
Like, folks at the after party without the link and
Yeah, I don't have the link.
Let me see if I can pull it from Slack really quick. 1 second.
Okay.
Too, this is just a quick FYI. Definitely stay informed and stay engaged. There's a lot of things still happening right now throughout, here in the United States with the infrastructure bill, voter suppression, race theory that's affecting laws and policies that will affect bills and procurement. So definitely stay engaged, be aware, and this is by us, for us. So we're building this, and sharing these information and resources so that we can build wealth together. So no question is a dumb question. Feel free to reach out to us. As you can see, we're very open, honest, and transparent. And remember, if you're in government contracting, everything in government contracting is long. So you need information and resources and networks. Somebody, yes, please. I'm getting text and everything. Can somebody please drop the link in here? Because Black folks is getting angry because they party.
Listen, I'm looking for the link, man. I know it's in one channel. I'm just trying to figure out what channel it's. Oh, I found it. Okay. This is that is from Kiana. Okay, and this is this one. There's so many links. I'm sorry.
Did they drop it in there?
Mm,
I'm gonna have to do it.
yeah.
How y'all gonna get a non-partier that's gonna drop the party? Dr. Mo, I told you last time. I said it's so unfortunate that they have. Hold on one.
Recording in progress.
Oops, sorry.
Man. They got our lines tapped.
Oh gosh, you have to trim the last part of this video.
Let me drop
Either-
only dropped half of it in there. Sorry. Let me drop the access code and everything.
okay.
Where's tech support at right now?
I feel like they're slacking. They're not. Yeah, the non-technical people, such as myself.
Yeah, they got, okay. But that shows you no matter whatever level, you got to do whatever you have to do to get things done.
Okay, that's the right link, Terrell, for
Yeah,
the.
Coach Camp, I got in the text message. So
Okay.
see y'all there.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.